Right, welcome back to Decode Traders App. I believe you guys, you're still doing good. Alright, it is a Monday, 14th of April. Yeah, we're back here at Decode Traders App. Please, if you don't mind, go ahead and share the link to many people and let them join the community, let them come around and we analyze these charts. Yeah, as usual, it's you know how we do this. We first do the prayer and then head over to the daily routine of our assets. All right, Father, thank you for this morning. Thank you that we are back here. It's a Monday. It's a beautiful Monday morning, and thank you that we are back to this very platform and we're back to the very opportunity that you gave unto us, Lord. Thank you that we're making money this week, even much more greater than what we made last week. And those who are still having losses, that are still below what they thought they would be, Lord, we know that you're making them to recover and even make profits this week. Thank you that we're making money this week, and at the end of the week we'll be giving you all the glory and the honor. We give you praise, we love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Alright, so Crash 500. As usual, we start with Crash 500. My name is Dan, and those who already know it, yeah, you already know the name. My name is Dan, taking you through the analysis. Alright, so Crash 500. So Friday we stopped at this level. We wanted it to first come there, then we can sell it, but it actually never reached. It came around that it did not even touch the fair value gap right there, so it was a bit of off for us to do that. In fact, I was waiting for that buy, but I missed it. Let me show you. I missed the entry. When it made this pullback, I was supposed to enter that kind of buy, but I missed the entry because that's what I was waiting for. So now we can delete all this. And now look at where we are right now. So go back to, let's actually go to the weekly. Yeah, weekly. Now we have gone all the way, broken out all the way below that support, or I mean that order block. We've gone all the way down below and we've come to the support, or to the last low. We've come to the last low, so I can delete this and actually have that last low or that last order block down below. Now that's what I see where we are currently. So that is according to weekly. According to daily, let's see if we can understand what is happening according to daily. Same thing, so I don't have to waste time there. So we are already, according to weekly, not yet oversold, but according to daily we are oversold, and we've been waiting for the moment when it gives us a retest all the way up there. Up to now we haven't gotten any, so we are still waiting. So for now this is just a no-go. This is just a no-go for me. I can't trade this. I will need a pullback, so that's a no-go. But if you come to M15, you will clearly see the pattern like that, and We know what that means. We know what this means. So we know that this will actually trigger us to continue with these buys right about there. Yeah. So according to H1, we are still pushing for that. It may even give us the whole of this. It may even give us the whole of that. You know, and this will be bringing us all the way back to that level. Right there. So it may even bring us all the way up, but all the way up there. But for now, the first TP is that we know that it's going to buy to take us right up there. But how do we enter that? We will wait and see if we get an entry. According to M15, we may see some fake breakout. According to M15, we may first see some fake breakout. Clearly, according to H1, let's see which could be the pullback. Which level could the pullback be? That would be the fair value gap right here. Right there. That may be the pullback to give us a fake breakout. Even though this fair value gap was mitigated, it was not that much of a mitigation. So we may see a fake breakout first before we see that. You guys know what we talked about concerning accumulation, mitigation, and distribution. So we may see something like that. Something like that before we actually get into the buys. So let's be aware of that and know that things can change, but we are going to see this kind of buy today. I want to remind you that even down below we have some fair value gaps according to H1 and M15, but we'll wait and see. If it fails to give us an entry right yet for the buys, then it will continue down below. Probably this is the only other fair value gap, the only fair value gap I see that is not mitigated down below. Right here. That is the only one I see that is not mitigated. Right there. But I doubt it will go all the way down below. We'll wait and see what happens. So this is crash 500 for us there. Let's wait and see how it moves. Alright, now let's head over to Boom 1000. Boom 1000. So Boom 1000 Friday. This was Sunday, Saturday, Friday. So it was within that. We know that it was within that flag, and eventually we knew that it will break out and continue up. It's going to go there. Did we make any entries on Friday? Sunday, Saturday, Friday. No, we never did any entries on Friday. So we had a fake breakout here to come inside again, and then later on breakout. This was Friday. We had a breakout, and then we wanted, when it breaks this level right here, that will be the entry for us to actually continue with the buy. So what happened is, came through all the way down below, grabbed some liquidity. I think it was according to H4. Really, not that of a big deal, but yeah, we saw that pullback, and then immediately right here, why did it pull back? Why? Okay, it was to that level, although I'm not seeing why, but that was our resistance, our retracement level between 50 and 61.8. So if I go to M15, I should be able to see the reason why, or M or H1. This one right here. Let's pull back right there. Go to M30. That would be another block right there. H1 would be what would be another block right here. So it's a bit weird. There hasn't that so much significant point of interest for the pullback, but nevertheless it did and went all the way back to the retracement level. So that's why it must have been looking for some liquidity. It must have, this must have been like a stop loss hunt right here for price to come and go all the way down below, because there is no fair value gap, no significant order block that it was looking for down here. So this would have been just a stop loss hunt for the guys who had already entered buys right here after seeing the perfect breakout right there. Yeah, all right. Now that we know this, we can delete that. There is that we started a pullback. I mean, we started the buys right there. Yes, we have some of these. We can take them out. We don't need them. Breakout. This was a breakout, our first breakout. Then retest went back in. Then breakout. We had a short retest right there. So now we are headed to the buys. We are headed all the way up there. Now let's now go back to H4. We are overbought. H1. We need some sales, and clearly we can see the structure of the candles right there. According to H1 and M30, it's trying to show us that we need sales. According to M15, same thing. We need some sales to come in before we can continue with the buys. But where are these sales going to come to? So if we use H4, then we can try to understand where. So probably to this fair value gap right there. Why would it be there, not down here? It's because this is a break of structure, so this will be like a breaker block right here. That's why we'll be looking at it coming here, not below the 50%, not below this one here. But we can still draw it. Sometimes it knows how to, it is even very small. Sometimes it knows how to break and take out those stop losses below there. So delete that and have that drawn. I want it to be precise. Fair value gap right there. And now I can delete this. This one right here is very small, but it is the one which is within the line of within our level of retracement. This fair value gap right here. This order block Not that much. I doubt it will come all the way back to the order block, but we'll see. So my move should be like this, like that, and then continuation. That is what I'll be looking at. Pull back here to continue. Why? We have a break of structure and we are in an uptrend, so we are looking for that move. So clearly, according to MH1, we are going to see some cells. These cells to bring us here. Yeah, these cells to bring us here before we can enter buys. And clearly we can even see there's an order block that gave us this fair value gap according to H1. So this will be very okay for us. That is a valid order block that gave us this fair value gap to continue. So the sell is on. Do we enter now? I believe we should enter now. Let's see. M5, M15. We haven't started the H1. Let's wait for for another hour to start, meaning another H4 candle to start. Yeah, let's wait for another H4 candle to start. So, but according to what I see, it's only that price is not below 10 MA, so we can wait for that. But as of now, I see we will be getting entries very, very soon to actually make the sale. So let's wait and as we look at Boom 500. Boom 500. So Boom 500, of course it came just like we wanted, but first let's start from weekly. Weekly, as we were selling, up to now we're still selling. We wanted a retest, but we didn't get one. According to daily, that is a retest that we wanted. We wanted the retest to take us all the way up there, but up to now we haven't gotten any. But we knew that it would do something like that to later give us what? Now the buy momentum to take us all the way up. Why? This would be like a change of character once we continue with the buy. So now that we've gone back to test this last order block according to daily, if you can see that is an order block right here, right there. Came back to that order block and today has started as a buy. So now that we know that, then we can go to H4 and then we can start to look at what happened. We were buying, we sold again, we wanted it to come to that fair value gap, but it even continued and gave us the better point. So now this would be my entry, and that means I would clearly put my stop losses down below. But now I need to confirm that buy according to other time frames. So let me go to H1. H1 is oversold, meaning I need to buy. M15, we're already in a buy. What do I need? Price has reacted to that fair value gap. It is sort of like in a channel, so meaning it may come a bit down later, so I can wait for now for a better entry, because according to M15 I don't have it. According to H1 I have an entry, but M15 I don't have. That is how tricky charts can be. So I have a change of character right here. That is very okay. But then I have that falling wedge. So it means I'm gonna see something like that. Then a pull back. Then we enter the buys. That's what we are going to see. But as of now, this pullback actually may not even be that big. This may just be this right here, just a touch, and then we enter the buys. So that is what I'll be looking at. That's what I'll be looking at for today, according to Boom 500. That is something I'm going to look at. If it doesn't give me this fake breakout, then it comes all the way down, I'll be waiting for it right here to enter sales. To enter buys. So that is for sure what we're going to do. So that's the entry I'll be waiting for. So now I can delete everything right here and leave the chart a bit clean. Did we make any entries on Friday? Yeah, we did. I think we made some money. This is with Sunday, Saturday I was taken out. I think it was a limit order to continue selling it, taken out and then continued immediately, where I had my stop losses taken out and then it continued to sell. Weird. Sales here. The first entries were taken out, then I entered more and I took my profits here. This was on Thursday. This is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yes, that trade started from all the way Thursday and I closed it on a Friday. That is weird. That's how momentum was though. Okay, so now I can delete all that. Yeah, delete. All right, so let me just have this, the resistance up there. Now let's wait for our move right here to come along and we make our money today. All right, remember, according to H4, we are not following what we are seeing on this. We are going to follow what we are seeing on daily time frame. Yes, daily time frame. We are already looking for buys. So H4 has been selling. It came back to test that, so we should be getting that. Remember, before it sold, it had already given us the break of structure right here, right there. So that's what we'll be looking at. All right. Was it even a break of structure? It was a change of character. One may say it was a change of character because these were lows or previous lower high right there. So that was a change of character right here, according to H4 right there. Yeah, so it came back, tested. Now we continue with the buys. That's what we'll be looking at. That is Boom 500. Test here and then we enter buys. V25S. Let's go. Vol 25 1S. So according to Vol 25, what have we been doing? Let's look at weekly. We need sales, and it came back all the way up there to the resistance, and the resistance is still holding up. So now we need sales like nothing. So if we know that, then we know that what we are seeing on CCI is a bit weird for us to actually consider. Let's now go to H4. H4 is overbought. All right. So if H4 is overbought, then H1 is already selling. Not really, actually. It needs some more buys according to H1 to later on sell. On Friday, this is Sunday, Saturday, Friday. This Friday we are looking for sales, and clearly you can see it did that, reached there and then came into sales, just like we had analyzed. Breakout on that change of character, retest, and then the sell happened. Let me see, did I make any entries? Oh. Yes, I made that entry, that sell on Saturday night. I don't think I shared this trade, I don't think, but yeah, that was a sell that came all the way down just like that. So I never shared this even to the signals group. I don't remember why, but yeah, that was a good trade right there. So now remove that. We on Saturday, wait, did I make another trade? Yes, Saturday I made another trade. When I saw this, I knew it was going there, and that's why I took the trade to take me all the way up there. So that was another trade, a buy to reach there. This was a sell. So of course there are some short trades within there, but this was a major one all the way up. That was another trade on Saturday. I never shared that. Yeah, so now I can delete that and this. Alright, so we now know we are in a buy trend. According to H1, we are still in a buy trend. Let's look at M15. M15 we are selling, so that's weird. H1 we need, H4 we need sales, but then H1 is going to buy, get back to that order block right there. Those who know candlestick types, you know what that is, that candle here. So all we need is now a sell from there. Why? According to weekly, we reached that resistance. We reached that resistance, and we needed sells from that resistance. According to daily, it says we need to continue some buys a bit more. That is on CCI, but I'm not going to go with CCI. I rather I'm going to use the resistance and price action right there that I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing resistance up there. So just pull back on H1, then sell H1 and H4, then sell. Of course, one may first wait for a change of character right there to confirm for that sell, but then us who normally don't mind risking wanting a sniper entry, for us we will enter when H1 gives us an entry, when it comes back up there to that order block. Then we'll be looking for that sell. Yeah, we'll be looking for that sell. Once we have that entry, immediately to sell it all the way down below. So this is on V25S. Clearly M15 is going to continue selling a bit before this move can come in, but it may even continue consolidating a bit before it can give us this pullback that we need. So as of now, this is a no-go for me. As of now, this is a no-go. I may enter buys if it gives me a buy, because there is some fair value gap. It was mitigated here, but not that much. So we will wait and see. Alright, here according to M30 we have Okay, it was mitigated still, but it will not, it may have to come back to this level. Yeah, come there, then up, come there, then up, then we make that trade. All right, so this is how I'm gonna be seeing this asset today. That is V25S. Let's now head over to V75. V75. Please, if you don't mind, go ahead and give us a thumbs up on this very stream so that YouTube can recognize us. So before I delete everything right here, this is V75. We were looking for another pullback here to actually enter sales, so he never gave it to us. But then when it reached this level, that order block gave us a fake breakout down below, and then continued in a buy, retested that level again, the buy came in, this one's on H4. So what were we looking? Did we make any entries? Yes, I was looking for more sales right here, but I was wrong. Yes, because this was a fake breakout, so I thought we were continuing with the sales just because of this very pattern right here, which was like a flag. So give me this kind of fake trade that I entered, and I was taken out immediately. So that is how I lost on Friday that sell on V75. Yeah, that sell on V75, that retest to sell, that's how it took me out. So now I can delete everything right here. Then we make a new analysis, a new plan on how to sell this. So weekly, we have a buy there. All right, so daily, that is a buy, breakout structure right there. It's a breakout structure, the retest right here, then continuation of the buys. But then we are a bit over. Overboard according to what we see there. So let me first increase this on the weekly. On the weekly, we have that right there that we need to reach. Yeah, and clearly we have a breakout structure on the weekly. This is a previous high, a lower high. I mean, that is a change of character. Oh yes, according to weekly, that will be a change of character right here. This is a low, give us a lower high, then give us a lower low right here, and this current move gave us a breakout, a break on that previous lower high. So that will be a change of character. So that's why we see buys continuing. So now that we know that, that weekly we have a change of character, and this is the one actually. I believe this is the one. So it has been reacted upon again, meaning, before we can look at that, there's a fair value gap left here and another block. So it may or it may not come again for these levels. It may not come again for these levels. Let's look at the bias. So according to daily, these fair value gaps were taken out there, and that became like a resistance right up there. So until we broke out of it, and actually we saw that previous lower high here, this previous lower high taken out, and that became a change of character according to weekly again. So now if we look at our points of interest according to the bullish trend, we can clearly see that this has not been mitigated. This order block, which gave us this favorable gap, is also not mitigated. This favorable gap is not mitigated. On the other hand, the buys, the bullish points of interest were all taken out. So it means the bias is a bullish trend. The bias is a bullish trend according to daily time frame. So whatsoever we be doing, know that the uptrend is having more bias than the bearish trend or the downtrend. Okay, so let's go to, that was daily. We're sort of giving us like a triple top H4. We're seeing that there, and we have our trend lines drawn. Let's have that right there. Okay, and this would look like this, but this one is sort of not yet done with, so I may not use it currently. Let me just have this right there, and that means the buy will be continuing up, and then later on we see some sells to probably come and mitigate either this or that. So but we'll first go with that, and of course have also this in mind. Or before we can see more buys to come in, so this will be a short plan of the anticipation of what is going to happen. So if this is the case, if this and that is what we are seeing, then it means according to H1 or M15 we should be having more buys to take us up there. So let's look at M15. H1 is showing us we need to sell, but M15 is also showing us we need to sell. So where is the buy? If there is no buy to support this, then that means our trend line should be here. Okay, so go back to H4. That means our trend line should be here. It means our trend line should be there. So if our trend line is there, then the sales have started, but then at M15, this would be that. This is the higher high right there, gave us a low right here. So if we break this, then the sales are on. Low high came to look for. This is where the change of character was. This is where the change of character was. The low that gave us that high. Now we've broken it, we've gone to test. Now the sale is on. So if anyone enters here, your stop loss should be above there or above there. But remember, we are still selling according to M15, according to H4, H1, we are still selling. So clearly, I don't have to wait. This is a sell. This 75 is a sell. Let me just have my 0.02. Have a sell there. I can't wait for another entry. I just have to enter there and wait for if it gives me another pullback to where? I don't see any any pullback to come around. Yeah, I don't see price come again up there because I don't see any point of interest left back. It's only M15 that is showing us that M5 that it's showing that is overbought, oversold because of this level that we are on currently. So it is the only one that can give us a pullback. Yeah, M5 pullback to where? Probably there. Probably, not sure. Anyways, because that is something there. So probably there, and then continue to sells. But apart from that, I don't see on other time frames any pullback. I don't see it, unless if these guys are looking for grabbing our stop losses up there. Yeah, unless they are looking at that. But apart from that, yeah, that's an entry for me, and I'll be looking for my profits all the way here. I'll be waiting for my profits all the way here, all the way there. I would have waited because it is coming to the trend line, so I would even wait for it to go to the trend line if I wanted. Alright, so that is V75. If you've made an entry, please make sure that your risk tolerance is matched and you're not over leveraging. That is V75. Let's now head over to jump 50. Jump 50. Weekly, we need continuation of sales, and clearly we see that we've already done that right here. We needed a pullback to reach there, and then we start to sell, but then something I think happened according to H4O. We haven't reached yet, but clearly we see this move failed to break and continue. So actually we wanted price to react all the way back here before it can continue to buy. Why did we want that? It was according to H1 to actually come here, or to actually come here or here. It is according to H1. Okay. This move happened just how we wanted, but then when it started to sell, it later on went into buys to test, and that was according to H4. So now sales are on to take us right here, to give us what we want, here or here. Okay, so if that's the case, then this can be deleted, this and that can be deleted. Now we need that right here. According to H1, we've already retested, so we need sales. Why is it having low momentum? According to H1 on the other, M15 on the other hand, according to CCI, it is showing us buys. So let the trend lines come out. First try to understand what was happening here. Okay. 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 That is it. That is the heads and shoulder right here. Continuation. Okay. Now I'm just gonna wait. Just going to wait. Why? Because M15 for some reason it is buying after giving us this change of character. For some reason it is in a buy after giving us that change of character. So if I see this, then I wait, because price is going to come around here, grab that liquidity and continue in a buy. So it's gonna come here and then head over for the buy, probably reach that fair value gap. So here I have a resistance that was broken out, so it may actually go through it and continue up here before we can get to see some sells according to H1 that we need. So that is a bit tricky for me now. So if price gets here and gives me an entry, then I can enter some buys according to M15. But I know sells are the likely what we are looking for to actually come all the way here. That's what I know. We need sells later on to reach all the way down below here. So if this is taken out, if this is taken out, I will not be surprised and continues to sell and fails to respect this move. I will not be surprised, because the general trend is a sell to bring me here and then later on enter buys. So I will not be surprised if on M15 this move gets enough momentum to actually continue selling. I will not be surprised, because that's the general trend. This will be just a retest trade to take us right there and then enter sales. Why are we looking at this level? It's because we have a fair value gap right there that was never mitigated, and that very fair value gap is where we saw like a change of character right there. So that's why it is very crucial for us to notice it and have it as a point of interest for us. So that's why I'll be waiting for something like that and then entry later on. So for now, this is a no-go. So if it reaches here, then I can anticipate some buys. But if it doesn't, then if it reaches here and then it breaks out, then I will not be looking for any more of buys, but more of sales, because that is the trend on H1 and H4. Actually on H1, because I need to see this retest. Yeah. So let's wait and see what happens. I will leave this at M15. Jump 25, which is our second last asset. Excuse me. So let's go to history. We sold that there, we sold it all the way here, grabbed money there, and then had two entries, took them out there. That was when Sunday, Saturday, Friday. So I entered those on Thursday, closed them on Friday, never entered again. Of course, on Friday I wanted this to come to happen so that I can enter, but it never happened. Yeah, I wanted this move to happen so that I can enter buys and then later on enter sells, but this never happened. So the move here went on and even break out, then continued with the buy then consolidate a bit, sold, then gave us some weird it came and tested this fair value gap. In fact, the order block, so delete that. It actually tested that order block right there. So this was never tested, so we can leave it. So this is what was tested. After testing it, it came and tested again this order block, and then went, and we saw a change of character right there, internal change of character, retest, continue. Now we are in a buy trend. That's how the buy trend continued. So having seen all that, I can delete everything now. This can remain for just a moment. So let's first go to weekly. Weekly, we need sales, but we had what? We had what is it? We had a symmetrical triangle right here, and the symmetrical triangle can break either way, but it can do that knowing that it is following certain data to actually continue with a trend or to give us a reversal. So clearly here we see a breakout. Of course we needed sales, and I had tried, we can even see a fake breakout, and that's what happened right there. But then according to CCI on daily, it is oversold, meaning we need to see some buys to continue with buys. And the other confirmation that is facilitating what we are seeing on daily is the 10 MA. Price is above our 10 MA, but then when we get to price action, clearly that is a resistance level that we are on. So of course we got some breakout, but it's only a week according to daily, what we see there. So it's still a bit tricky for us to understand, but we can go to a lower time frame and use that to even understand it better. So let's delete all that. We left this order block, actually mostly this fair value gap. This has to be mitigated before we can continue with buys. So that's why I'm not looking at buys now. So if I know that, then I can go to H4, look at H4. H4 is overbought, but then before it was overbought, the trend was a buy. The trend was a buy trend. This was breakout structure. You can see we've been in a buy. So if I go to H1 was also in a buy, but now we can clearly see that we have a double top right there. We have a double top right there, and price is now below our 10 MA on H1. H4 it's not yet. Now that gives us something to ponder about. But then we know that clearly we have an order block right there on the fair value gap. But all I can say is I may anticipate something like that, and then later on to give me that, then I can enter sales if and only if this pullback fails to break out to take out the previous high. If this pullback fails to take out the previous high, which it will not, because according to what we have here, we are overbought. So it means on H1 it's going to buy. It's going to sell. We're going to see this. When it reaches down here, then we'll see a pullback up there. Then we come in with a sell. So let's now add up everything. Even going to M15 is already also showing that it is overbought. So M15 and H1 are not even H1, H4, they are overbought. H1, for some reason, it is not giving us the signal on CCI that we are overbought. So that will only and only mean we may see something different. That will only mean that H1 is still moving and it may be consolidating. And that changes everything. So we just wait. For now, it's a matter of waiting. We can't do anything right here. Of course, if it happens to be this, then it will have to first respect this, of which it will go up there, and then probably we can get that. It will have to first go up there, and then we can think of something else. It can even continue with this very trend like that. So it's a bit tricky now from what I've seen on H1. From what we've seen on H1. Until we see a change of character, we can't say we have started selling. That is for sure. So we need to wait for now. So I will leave this asset alone, jump 25. It's still tricky for us. Those who can take advantage of it within here, of which it will also be a bit tricky, and I can't hold you back. You enter it knowing you are still in a buy trend and you are looking at entering those buys, but also, like I've said, these are small trades to be risking within. Just that. Why would you risk a trade like that? It's better to leave it alone. So for now, this is a no-go for me. Yeah, that's a no-go for me. Yeah. Alright, let's now go to our last asset, which is jump 10. We are even 5 minutes late. 5 minutes extra from our normal time. So let's work this out. From weekly, we reached the level that we wanted right there. So we need to see sales. Yeah, we need to see sales now, because we've mitigated that. We may never see that, so we are going to only anticipate this. So according to daily, there's another pullback. We haven't reached overbought yet, and we can see that today started as a buy. Okay, so if we know that, let's delete this. Then we want price to get back there. That will push us right up there. So it means today is a buy day. And clearly we can see it on H1. It's going to go buy all the way up. So today is a buy day. So we're going to buy. We are going to buy. Do we wait for a retest? I'm not sure if it will even give us a retest. So we can wait. Yeah, because we've reached retracement level right here. So we can wait for a retest. Then we can enter buys. These buys, we're going to see them all the way up. Take us all the way up. Then we can look for the sales. so that will maybe today evening or tomorrow for the sales. So whatever we get, we will use it. Whatever we get, we will use it. So let's look at where do we anticipate price coming back to. So that fair value gap right there may be one of the points of interest to look at as a retest. So we will wait for whatever it gives us. Whatever it gives us, then we make our entries. Then we make our entries. So whatever it gives us, we will wait. But for now, it's according to M15, actually we may not see it reach even the up there because it has already reached here. So we may not. So if it happens so, then we can wait for pullbacks on these levels. Whichever comes first and gives us an entry for a buy, then we can enter our buys to take us all the way up. Yeah, that's what we'll be looking at today according to jump 10. I don't know about you, but yeah, today's markets, as we all know, Mondays how they be. They are always a bit slow, so it may give us something like this only to enter and then starts to consolidate because of low momentum on Mondays. So you just have to be skeptical in any entries you enter, because you may even take the whole day in a single trade when you're not even making money. That's how Mondays are. So you're warned. If you make any entries, monitor them. If you find you're still in a single trade and it is taking an hour or two not giving you even half of your target, please move out and leave the market till tomorrow. That is how Mondays are. They are very slow. Yeah. All right. Let's do a recap and we call it a day. So we started with crash 500. I told you it is still within here. We want either to give us this fake breakout or even continue with that, because we are continuing with a buy. That is what we know. Boom 1000. It's still a no go for us, so this is no waste of time. Fake breakout there, like I told you. This is what boom 500. So the sale has started. It's gonna come all the way here. So can we enter this? I think I can. This is M15. I'm gonna wait for another spike, then I enter my sell right here. Boom 500. I'm gonna wait for that spike on M5. Volatility 25. We need this, then that. So we wait for that. V75. Yeah, I entered the buy, a sell, but I told you this can't happen, and that is what has happened there already. That move right there, that was according to M5. So either it's gonna continue or it's gonna continue with a buy according to M5. So we will wait and see what happens. But then I'm in a sell. My stop loss is above there. My TP is right here. So that is a sell that I'm in. That is the only trade I've entered on right here. This one we want it to come right here, then we can enter some buys. So if it doesn't come here, then we have no entry. Yes, of course, this is an order block, but it's not that of a big of a valid order block, so I'm kind of not buying into it, although we can see that the previous time price reacted to it right here. We can see that previously price reacted to it, then went there a bit, then now it has reacted to it again. So either it is a point of interest on a lower time frame or not. So I'm not going to follow what price is giving me. I'm going to follow the points of interest that I have and the analysis. That is on jump 50. I want this. If it doesn't happen, I have no entry. Jump 25, it is still within here, but it's skeptical, so I would not advise anyone to make any entries on jump 25. Yeah, and jump 10, same thing. We need for it we can actually enter if it happens to get there. Gives us a retest. Remember, we are looking for buys, so it's better to wait for the buys to come along. So if it gives us something like this or that, then we can enter the buys to take us all the way up there. All right, so that's it on today's session of the analysis. I hope you guys had a great time. I'm not sure how many you guys were. Let me see. All right. Hope you had great time and you actually are ready to make some money today. That is hopefully if the market gets some momentum. But most of the times, like I've told you, Mondays, those who know that we've understood that Mondays are not good for trading. They are good to analyze and wait. If a move comes along, probably if you're a scalper, you can scalp. We can choose to be like the forex guys who trade short significant changes. We can choose to be those guys who can wait for a move like from there to here and they move out. That is even too big. The forex guys trade short changes in a trade. They are not like us on synthetics. We need to wait for some big moves, like a move from here to there. That's what we are looking for. For forex guys, a move from here to here, they are already out. A move from here to here, most of them are already out. They have already taken their money. But us, we normally look for some big moves. So we can, if you want to be like that, you can choose to look for those short significant changes and then use your leverage wisely to take what you need in the market. It's also possible, but know that whenever you have a high leverage, you're also risking your account. You're putting it at a high risk. So that's why I don't normally trade like that. All right, I think that's it. Now V75, the buyers decided to continue. Not sure where it is headed to. Is it according to HM1? I'm not sure why. I'll see. I'll be monitoring it to understand why it is going all the way up, because there is no point of interest left back. Weird. That's weird, and that's the leave how they normally look for a hunt for stop losses. So where my stop losses, I'm not that worried, but if it goes all the way back, that will be an issue. That is, they will be doing a stop hunt unless if I missed something. Yeah, they'll be looking for a stop hunt. They'll be looking for a stop hunt unless if I missed something. Let's see about that. Oh, wait, don't tell me it wants to continue with this buy move. Why? Yeah, it is going to continue with that. And just allow this loss. It's going to go back up there, give us a fake breakout right there. It's a liquidity grab kind of move. These guys are tricky. Can my account, what am I risking, what am I losing? Okay, I can just move out. Let me allow that loss earlier than later, because now they are looking for that liquidity grab right there, right there above that high. They will grab it, then get into sales. Oh man, that is some weird move. All right, there's no point of interest left back, but they want to push for that still, because they know you've already entered your sales and you've put your stop loss above there. So they've pushed price to go all the way up. That's what they are looking at according to M15. Alright, I will leave it. If it continues like that, then I will wait for my entries right about there. Of course, this is like a flag. This is like a flag, a bullish flag, to continue to which tells us that the buy is going to continue. And of course, our TP is calculated like that. So that's why I've done that there. So I can't enter now because I don't. It's only M5 that gives me that leverage to enter it. So if it tests here, I can enter, and then that will be a trade according to M5. But I don't normally trade in M5, so that's why it is weird for me. Yeah. Anyways, that is it for today. Let me wish you guys a good day and happy trading. Please don't forget to use your risk management techniques that you already have established, and don't forget to apply a proper position size. And of course, one last thing, understand that Mondays are very slow, so enter trades with patience. First, be patient to wait for a move that you know, that you have understood properly. You've seen all your confirmations coming through before you make an entry, because if you make it and the momentum is low and again you were wrong, you'll be stressed out. So you rather just be patient for the moves to come along and then enter your trades just like you had anticipated. Let me wish you guys a good day. See you tomorrow same time. Have a nice day. Bye bye.